Well, it's been a long time coming, and I'm really just eager for it just to come to fruition.
It's a stunning new development in the landmark NFL concussion settlement program, a deal that was supposed to pay eligible former players suffering from the lingering effects of head injuries. But former NFL player Lewis Leonard and his wife Lacey are among those who say the compensation program has been discriminatory, denying payouts to some qualified black former players
What's going on, buddy?
by using a controversial medical practice known as race norming. It's a formula that assumes black players start at a lower cognitive level than white players, making it harder for black players to receive payouts.
Are you really advocating for these players who are driving the dollars for the NFL? No. The NFL really needs to give these families justice.
Now, months after an ABC News investigation of the program, the NFL and former players have not only reached an agreement to eliminate race norming going forward, but they will also review and reevaluate past cases that may have been denied due to race norming, like Lewis's.
I felt like I have got the short end of the stick along with a lot of other my brothers in battle.
There's no doubt in my mind that if he didn't have this skin, he would have received his award, his claim. I'm happy to see that they're willing to make arrangements to make this right. As it stands today, my husband hasn't received his justice.
Nightline first spoke with the Leonards in June. Their claim for compensation had been appealed by the NFL, despite two doctors who found Lewis, at age 33, had moderate dementia, with a settlement administrator approving him for a close to $2 million payout.
I understand that it's a business, but it hurts. It hurts.
In many ways, the battle to remove race norming from the concussion settlement program started with these two former NFL players, Kevin Henry and Najee Davenport, who sued the league last year, claiming the NFL race-normed to deny their claims. ABC News spoke with them earlier this year in their first on-camera interview.
I'm looked at differently, and it pisses me off.
That's literally the definition of systematic racism with this race norm and stuff.
When Henry, a former Pittsburgh Steelers defensive lineman, retired from the league at 33, he says he battled what he suspected were the long-term effects of the concussions he sustained on the field.
I get a lot of headaches. Every morning I have a headache. It's just a number of things, man, that a player goes through, man, after football. Life after football is not fun. It's not fun.
Who wants to live like that? It's horrible. It's just sad to see. It just breaks my heart. It really does.
Henry and his wife turned to the NFL concussion settlement program. And as part of the process, Henry saw a doctor who determined he was suffering from a cognitive decline consistent with mild dementia. But when Henry submitted his claim to a settlement administrator, he was denied, with the administrator questioning whether Henry's performance on the tests was valid and saying his doctor, quote, used inappropriate norms.
Every time the ball is snapped, it's a car crash for me. And there's no white, black thing in that. They don't hit me less because I'm black or harder because I'm black. It's the same thing.
Najee Davenport, Henry's co-plaintiff, says his claim was also unfairly rejected. The former NFL running back says that when he retired at 29 years old, he dealt with anger issues and memory loss.
I was never like a quick fighter. I think I was more like a happy-go-lucky guy. I was getting in trouble or getting in fights or getting in confrontations.
When Davenport learned there might be money available for treatment, he sought the help of Dr. Charles Golden, another neuropsychologist working with the NFL. Dr. Golden says he did not use race-based norms in Davenport's evaluation. You examined Najee Davenport. Did you find that he had suffered cognitive impairment?
Absolutely. First of all, using the non-race norms, he even met the NFL qualifications for being impaired. Looking at the pattern of his test results, we're very consistent with someone who's had multiple head traumas or CTE or some other type of brain disorder.
The settlement administrator approved Dr. Golden's conclusions, but the league appealed. The NFL has maintained that it did not require doctors like you, to use the norms, the race norming process on players, that they left the decision to you. Is that true?
In Najeh's case, to be specific, they wrote me and said, you need to rescore it using the black norms. I sent back a not very nice note that basically was that would be racist to do it the way they wanted to do, and if they wanted to go to court, I would be more than glad to testify for Najeh.
In response to questions from ABC News, the NFL said in February that it does not play a role in independent clinicians' examinations, and the league does not require clinicians to adjust for race, and any corrections are left up to the sound discretion of the clinicians. Attorney Cy Smith represents both Henry and Davenport.
Whenever a clinician, a neuropsychologist, tries to use something other than black norms for black players, white norms for white players, the NFL has consistently attacked those clinicians.
Emails obtained exclusively by ABC News earlier this year show several neuropsychologists who appear to agree. They say they felt pressured to apply race norms by the NFL, and that when they didn't use them, the NFL would appeal, resulting in players' claims being denied. With one clinician saying if they didn't use the race norms, there would be multiple inquiries levied at them, while another questioned their required reliance on using norms that, bottom line, do discriminate against black players.
What people don't recognize is that to play in the NFL takes very strong cognitive skills. You've got to memorize a playbook, you've got to make instantaneous decisions, and so when they come in here, you can just see the changes in them, and it's disturbing. I'm almost twice some of their ages, and I was more physically fit and cognitively fit.
The league initially defended the system, stating that cognitive tests without adjustment were misdiagnosing black test takers as cognitively impaired at up to 3 times the rate as white test takers. Chris Seeger, the attorney who negotiated the terms of the original 2013 agreement on behalf of the former players, was also a champion of the agreement at first.
You're not going to hear me try to claim that it's perfect. It's the result of a litigation, and nothing that comes out of a litigation is perfect, but it's good.
But after coming under increasing fire from outraged players and families angry about race norming, Seeger sat down exclusively with my ABC colleague Ryan Smith in June.
I'm really sorry that anybody, any client of mine in this program has been made to feel that way. That was a big mistake. It was a failure of the system.
He went on to make a shocking admission and a vow.
I was wrong. And I'm going to eliminate race norming from the settlement. So if I can't do it by agreement, I'm going to go to court, and we'll do it that way. And in addition to that, I need to conduct an investigation, which I'm in the process of doing. And if that results in me having to score every single claim again, especially where race norming was applied, I will fight to have that done.
The day that interview aired, the NFL pledged to eliminate race norming. And now, 5 months later, with the agreement finalized, the Leonards are hoping they have a fighting chance. Would you call this justice, what's happened?
I don't think that I would necessarily call it justice. To me, it's kind of like somebody steals your purse and they give it back and they say, well, I gave it back.
I think if the light was not shined on this situation, we don't know how many other people and families would have been affected. I'm just thankful that some things can get handled the right way and nobody else has to suffer.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.